that are cooking with me, you need to take the butter for your apple strudel and melt it. Now, for those of you with microwaves, that's fairly easy. You only want it melted, you don't want it boiled. I'm going to pop this in a saucepan of water just to melt down while we're doing the other bits.
Cool.
You want the plain flour, 225 grams of plain flour. Make a hole in the middle and pop in your egg.
Okay.
Right, tepid water, so if you can't put your hand in it, it's too hot. If you got your egg in there, don't add all your tepid water because the flour can be of different strengths. So I want you to put in most of your water, but not all of it.
Most of it, we should.
We need the egg in.
Most of it. Okay, most of it.
You want a pinch of salt?
Excuse me.
Well,
You need the egg in the flour.
yeah, you want the egg in the flour, so you've made a bay in the center of your flour. Put your egg in there and your tepid water, a good pinch of salt, and a splash of oil.
Olive or ordinary oil?
Ordinary oil, if you got it, yeah.
Ordinary oil.
Is that about a good pinch of salt?
Yes.
And then for those of you that are right-handed, use your right hand to mix it into a dough.
Don't stick it all in.
No.
Alternatively, in the 21st century, please feel free to use a utensil.
Have you seen that advert on television for Kenwood Chef, and it goes on about have you your mix to be able to make her 21st birthday cake as well as her first birthday?
Their first, yeah.
And I've got a Kenwood Chef which my cousin bought for me as a wedding present. So it's 36 years old now, and it still bakes as mixes as well as it did when I first got it.
That's
Better
right.
things they stopped making them silly glass bowls.
Yeah. Mine's plastic. Mine's plastic bowl. Yeah.
Right, your dough should have come to a sort of sticky lump.
Oh, yeah.
I want you to take it out and put it on your worktop.
Maybe want a bit more water.
Are we all there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
You go.
We've got bread flour, Geoff. Would that mean we'd need a bit more water?
If it shouldn't feel sticky to the touch, Steve.
Right, stick to the top.
Oh, that's because I've got the next.
Yeah, okay, I'll let it go.
You've got to work it as much as you can. And the easiest action is a slapping motion.
Yeah. We're used to that, Geoff.
That's what I thought, Jack. That's why I thought you'd get the hang of this one, all right?
I'm not doing anything.
That's it, Joe. You got it.
Go on, Joe.
Roll and slap. Roll and slap.
Oh, hell.
You can do a sort of flicking motion. Anything that makes it stretch. You want it to become as elastic as possible.
That's everybody put for apple strudels.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Okay,
Yeah.
that's it. It's getting stretchy now, isn't it?
We need to keep your hand.
And then, listen, if your dough won't stick to your worktop, add a tiny bit more water to the middle of it. Just a tiny bit.
Well done.
That looks good, Joe. Don't worry about it. Just keep working it together, keep pulling it together and working it.
So you're treating it like a bread dough, really, aren't you?
It's basically like a bread. It's the action you're using is what you were going to do if you were going to make Russian brioche.
Carry on.
Russian brioche.
Brioche, yeah.
Just imagine it's Play-Doh.
Before Play-Doh when I was a kid.
No. You have that stuff made out of flour and salt.
Yeah, and food colourings.
Yeah.
Eventually, it all should start to come together and become very smooth.
Going.
Still sticking though.
Just a little bit still yet.
Too much more, Andy.
Oh gosh.
Sticky? Definitely sticky.
How many of you got both hands dirty?
Yeah, mate.
size of your hands, Eddie, you should be only using the tip of a couple of fingers.
You're handy, Stuart.
Try and dust another flower off there.
Joe's just turned out right.
Roll it around here. The thing is, you have to put that in then. So give it a brush round. Okay. Now just really work that. Give it a good old wallop there. That's it.
Oh dear. What fun.
We should put music to this, shouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Joe. Wow, very clever, Joe.
A great job, actually.
It is.
It
That flower.
Almost there.
It
Got to
should
push
pretty
it a
much,
bit now, Joe.
it should pretty much leave your worktop clean.
Sorry about that.
Jeff, does it help depending on what sort of worktop you've got? Because both yours and Joe's
Like that as well.
stuck, whereas Andy's is on wood. I don't know what house, I can't see Eddie's, but does it make a difference what the temperature of the worktop?
No, wood is the better one because it doesn't stick to wood.
No.
But it will, if it won't, just keep batting it. Andy, if you can't get it to batter, put a tiny bit of flour on your hand.
Don't worry, it all sticks to your hand like pizza dough now. It's just going to stick.
Yeah, it's just the same as working pizza dough or bread dough, but you're working it more excessively. You'll see why in about half an hour's time.
Well, just do. Using less, probably less arm energy. Just go. That's it.
Oh, goodness, Andy.
It's the top middle left. Right, when it's done, it should be very smooth. Is that right? Where's the damn camera on this?
Here.
Yeah, you're right in the middle there, babe.
That's it,
That's
yeah.
good.
Okay, it should be nice and smooth and quite sticky. Okay, now I want you to put a tiny bit of oil in your mixing bowl.
Nope. In mixing bowl.
For which you should use your left hand, which should be relatively clean.
Hold tight.
Now, we're not deep frying this, you just want the tiniest splash. Wipe it around the bottom of your bowl with your left hand, and then using a spatula or a blunt knife or whatever you like, scrape the whole lot onto the oil.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jan tells me off for shouting.
No, you're quite quiet today, Jeff.
Am I?
Yeah. I can't hear
Subdued, Jean, is the word you're after.
We put some oil in the mixing bowl.
Yeah, a bit of oil in the mixing bowl.
Okay.
Just a little.
And then you oil. Make sure it's lightly covered in oil. And cover it with a cloth.
Okay.
Cover it with a cloth and then put it to one side.
Okay. That's it. Right.
Or we've got beautiful assistants. Fire up your ovens to 180.
Is this for both?
For both, in fact, yeah. But you're Adam, for those of you that are joining me with a strudel, I want you to take white breadcrumbs, put them on a baking tray, and pop them in the oven.
Shall I call Steve?
Yes, yeah.
Let's all call him Steve.
Joe, just come in. Did I hear strudel?
We're on strudel now, yeah.
Strudel ready. Just wait.
Flour your pastry board or your worktop. See what I've done, but
Is this before I go into the other room with the, or should I go into the other room with that now?
I go in there now, mate.
No, this is before you go in the other room, Ed.
Okay.
Is that not his work surface in the other room, though?
Yeah, I think.
Is that not his what?
Large work surface is in the other room.
No, he doesn't need that yet.
Okay.
We're not stretching yet.
Take your piece of pastry carefully out of the bowl. It should come free quite easily. And put it on the floured surface. Flour it on the top.
Where?
Flour at the top of your strudel.
It's easy. You're doing good. Yeah.
And then you can push it out to a large degree with your hand.
Right. Hang on. Sorry, Geoff. Just.
That's right, mate.
Yeah, I just seen this fresh breadcrumb, innit? So
It's fresh, should be. Yeah, crusty crumbs are blooming horrible.
Yeah, all right.
Fresh white breadcrumbs you need, Steve. Has everybody got their piece of pastry on the worktop? Has everybody got their piece of pastry on the worktop?
Yeah.
Ed, Andy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Quite generous with your flour all over it. Because it will stick like the buggery otherwise. And with your hands, I want you to just squeeze your pastry out to as thin as you can realistically get it with your hands. Make sure you keep the flour underneath so it slides on your worktop. And then take a rolling pin and roll it out pretty much as big as your worktop. Obviously not if it's like mine, but...
Geoff, do we need to prep our apples?
Not yet, mate. One thing at a time. Get your pastry done.
I'm doing that. My wife asked.
That's your
She asked the last question.
Now, this pastry's got to rest for 20 minutes. Whilst it's resting, you'll still be busy doing your apples.
Okay.
And about half the width. And my rolling pin is 60 centimetres, I believe. Yeah, give or take.
Keep rolling, Joe.
It might be a bit too big.
Okay. How you getting on, Joe?
He's not sure.
What are you fiddling about out there?
I don't know. I don't think it's the right shape.
Oh, the shape's not critical. You just want a long oblong.
Yeah, it's not long.
Okay. Try and roll it a little bit longer. Don't push too hard. Let the rolling pin do the work. That looks better. That should do you. Mine is, I suppose, about 2/8 of an inch, Joe.
What's that in millimetres?
Sorry. It's about 2 millimetres, Joe, mine.
Jack.
Now you want a sheet of grease-proof paper that's bigger than your piece of pastry.
Grease-proof paper.
How much bigger?
Okay. And pick up your piece of pastry on the rolling pin by rolling it back towards you. Well done, Joe. That looks good. And then lay it out on the baking pan, on the greaseproof paper by doing the exact opposite way you picked it up.
So I go into my room now.
Oh, Dan, you got dirty pictures in there or something? No, not yet, mate. Can you see? That's mine on its greaseproof paper. For those of you that have got breadcrumbs in the oven, they're probably ready to come out. Now I want you to brush the top of your pastry very, very lightly with oil. Are you getting on all right there, Joe? You got more
I had
pastry?
to redo it because it was.
Okay.
Don't wait for me. It's fine.
Roll.
You sweetheart.
When you said
No, I'm using peanut oil.
Sorry, Geoff. When you said breadcrumbs in the oven, was that an instruction or was that just
The breadcrumbs can come out now.
How long have they gone in for?
About 5 minutes, Steve.
All right, mate. So I'm 5 minutes behind then.
Come here and say hello.
You said lightly, not liberally, didn't you?
Yeah, lightly, yeah. You don't want it to be sopping wet, but you must make sure that all the surface of the pastry is covered.
With oil.
With oil. What you're trying to do is prevent a skin from forming, so that when you at the next phase we can stretch this pastry out to about 4 times this size.
Oh, wow.
4 times.
Yeah. When we finish this, you will have nearly as much pastry left to throw away as we've made.
In a minute. I'm Grandad.
Okay, once you've got your pastry brushed with oil, you can put it to one side out of the way.
There's Uncle Geoff.
Right. You want your 4 apples for your apple strudel now. Give them a quick wash, and then we're going to grate them.
Yeah, we've washed them.
Okay, very good.
Oh, this is disgusting. Thanks, Rex.
My assistant's doing this because I'm allergic to apples.
Yeah, you're not peeling them.
No, you don't have to peel them, no.
How does a penguin build his house? Say that bit to Holly.
You can carry on grating your apples, please.
Little drop of
Get the big. I'm going to ask the questions now. Jean and Conchetta and Eduardo have just turned up.
Oh, good.
To help us with the eating bit.
Buongiorno.
Buonasera.
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 Don't grate too much of the core in.
Ciao.
Ciao. Ciao Eduardo. Come va?
Because you want it small. You can cut it into small pieces, yes, if you want to.
Ti posso aiutare, Geoff?
No, I think you can do it now, darling. Quasi finito. How's everybody getting on?
Yeah, all good.
Good. Eddie, how are you getting on, mate?
Yeah, well, I've grated all my apples.
You've done all your apples?
Yeah.
Well done. I haven't done mine yet, as you can see.
Did you not want it from the animal bit?
You've all done. If you've got a little bit of lemon juice in the fridge, just squeeze it over your apples. Okay. So I've now caught up with the rest of you. So I've got my apple, I've got the dried fruit, I've got just an amount of sugar to taste, really. So whatever sugar you use, up to you. And I've got 2 teaspoons of mixed spices, which I'm just mixing together. You've also got your breadcrumbs. And you've got your melted butter, Ed.
A cup. Right? You melted butter. Yeah?
Yeah. So now you need to go into the other room, Ed.
Okay. In all this.
You can check drinking my wine. Now then, you need to clear the piece of workspace where you're going to put your tablecloth.
Tablecloth. We're going to clear that stuff off.
Tablecloth, napkin, tea towel, sheet, preferably clean.
Gross.
It was clean when we took it off the bed.
Oh, that's perfect, yeah.
I can do that too.
Just put it tight, thank you. Right. Jan is now going to pick up the camera so you can see what I'm doing. But first, I've got to go and see a man about a dog. And then Forno. So part of my worktop, or my beautiful assistant has covered part of my worktop with a tablecloth. But any piece of cloth you've got will do. Okay? And I want you to bring your pastry over and put it more or less in the center. Now then, listen, and listen carefully. You've got to try and pick this up without any more flour. If you're wearing a watch, take it off. Okay?
You put it down without the grease proof, Geoff?
Yeah, you've got to put it down without the grease proof.
Can't find it anywhere.
And then you've got to tease it out.
Daddy Pig's glasses are. Oh dear. Daddy Pig
It might
cannot.
be better if you picked it up and showed them what I was doing.
Without breaking it.
Daddy Pig cannot read his
Is there any preference in which way it goes, long or short?
Whichever is comfortable, Ed, whichever way fits your worktop.
And your glasses?
When you come to the sides, you can let it hang down.
Stop being so grumpy. I'm not grumpy.
Okay, once you've got it out to a certain size, you can put your hands underneath and tease it out. If you do a lifting and bouncing motion, you'll find it works quite nicely. Much enough for me. It's covering probably about a square metre.
Blimey.
Quarter a metre, let's see. And you should be able to see your hand quite clearly through the pastry.
Dan's finding fault.
On them all the time.
And we all getting there.
What type of pastry is that?
Strudel pastry. Right, are we ready?
Ready, put your filling.
How are you getting on, Steve? That looks pretty good, actually.
Yeah, not bad.
Right, has everybody got their pastry out as soon as they think they can get it?
Yeah.
Okay, take your breadcrumbs, your toasted breadcrumbs,
Okay.
and sprinkle them across the paste.
She really cute. I'm so check your heart.
Has everybody got their breadcrumbs on?
Yeah.
Right, now take your butter, dip your pastry brush in it, and liberally sprinkle it with butter. Don't touch it, just sprinkle it. It's a bit like raindrops are falling on your head.
And the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the
And the floor.
I guess we're not making candy floss anytime soon then. Okay.
Okay.
Then go back and take your apple
You need all
and
on there.
sprinkle your apple across the top. And now apple.
Mix all the spices and the sugar and stuff with the apple.
No, just the apple, Steve.
The apple, right.
If you look down the side, if yours is hanging down your side, the pastry is continuing to get bigger.
Where's Pascal?
Make sure you cover your pastry as evenly as possible with the apples. Try to leave most of the liquid behind. Once you've done your apple, put your spices on and sprinkle them all over. So don't dump it all in one corner and hope for the best. Keep going till you've used up all your spices.
You gone down the side?
That, you can sprinkle it with your sugar. Now, only put as much sugar as you feel you need. Okay, the more you put, obviously, the sweeter it will be. So don't go mad.
You suggested a cup, is that about right?
Yeah, I've got half of one of my ramekins here, Pib, and I don't expect to use it all.
What have you found?
Just want to say that actually looks incredible, mate.
Thank you, Steve, Jason. And then I want you to give it one last splash with butter.
Oh, I see.
Hang on a minute, I want some more butter. That is very remarkable.
Okay, has everybody got their last dollop of butter on?
Not yet.
A pair of scissors.
My word.
Go round the outside and cut off all the thick edges. So you only end up with the very thinnest of the pastry left. Where it's hanging down the side of your table, cut that off.
Any sultanas gone at this point?
Hey?
Any sultanas or anything gone in?
Yeah, good point. Well done.
Always a
We
smart
all forget things. Sprinkle your sultanas on.
Does that, Steve, just to make sure we're paying attention.
Well done, Steve. Yeah, you're only one of them paying attention.
We're too scared to say.
Thank God you only ever do this around Christmas.
Glad I'm watching this rather than doing it at the moment. At least I can.
Ginormous.
When I worked for the Williamsons, I used to export these up to the French embassy.
Really?
Really? You never exported any our way?
Yeah.
Look at that.
Amazing.
Just fold in anything that's not on the top of the worktop, just by flicking it off the cloth. Okay? Then take the most convenient side on the long side and take hold of the cloth and flick it away from you.
Put that on there.
Right.
So you end up with a sausage.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yay.
Classically, you always lay these and bake them in a horseshoe shape. But if you can't do that, don't worry about them, cut them.
Hang on.
Got to go on a tray as a horseshoe shape.
Yeah, that's the sort of idea, Jack. It's not as easy as it sounds. I'm putting mine on baking parchment. You don't have to. It should come off fairly easily.
Geoff,
Yes, mate.
how many people would that feed?
Billion.
Between 9 and 12.
All right, how many of us would it feed?
4 or 5. Okay, so I've got 2 trays now. One with 2 on, one with 3 on. Take whatever you've got left of your butter. Not much in your case, Ed. And just lightly brush over the surface.
How did you get it in the tray, Geoff?
I picked it up with my hands, mate.
Got a plane.
With your hands, okay.
Yeah. Pay attention. Put it in the oven.
Okay. How long for?
I would think about 30 minutes.
Okay. Same temperature, 160.
Same temperature, yeah.
160 or 180?
180.
Is that going to increase in size as it cooks then, or is it going to come
No,
out?
it will stay exactly as it is, Hole.
Okay.
It should be crispy and sort of flaky when you eat into it, like leaves. It's a bit like eating sweet dried leaves wrapped around apple and fruit. That's where mine looks at the moment. It's not cooked yet. Wants another few minutes yet.
How long does it take?
10 to 20 minutes usually. Yeah, I heard you relating that bit earlier.
Huh?
Oh, look. Should it be a bit darker than that, Geoff?
Not necessarily, Jeannie. If you prefer it a little darker, there's no reason why not. But they're now quite soft and the pastry's sort of slightly crispy on the top. And we're going to get 12 pieces out of this.
Right.
or 5 Parsons-sized portions?
Yeah. Yeah, these are 12 adult-sized pieces, Ollie.
Well, Marco can expect some, can he?
I expect so, yeah. Got to find somebody, otherwise Jan and I are going to need a bigger car.
Have you made your custard?
Yeah.
Don't you hate him, Mother?
Yeah, I do.
I've never ever made proper custard.
No, I haven't either. That
Never
might be
tried it.
learn how to do make proper
Would
custard.
have been showing us how to make the custard, wouldn't it?
Yeah.